Hello everyone, I'm Chroma, and I wanted to make this sort of update video to talk about basically my plans for this channel and where I want to take it. So first of all, I want to start by just saying thank you all for being here. Right now we're at 270 subscribers as of the time of recording this. I meant to make this more around when we hit 250 subscribers as like a 250 milestone, so a bit late to that party, but oh well, here we are. So thank you all very much for subscribing and caring to listen to me talk about game development stuff for 20 minutes straight. Just rambling away. So yeah, thank you all for being here. Now, any of you who have been watching my channel for a few months, I basically, more recently, making a lot of these progress videos for this game that I'm working on called An Abstract Adventure, or at least that's the working title, might be the final title. In fact, in the background of this, because I'm just talking and I want to have some sort of video component, I'm going to be just slowly scrolling down the game design document for that game, so you can kind of see what I have planned in store at the moment. Any little plan can change. Already so far the game has changed so much from what I was initially planning, like art style wise and all that. But yeah, anyways, so those are the videos I've been making more recently, and even those have been very sporadic, with some of them being like weeks apart and then sometimes posting a bunch in like a few days. I am very like busy with like being in school and all that, and kind of do need to put that first, so I can't promise anything with like, being consistent, but I do want to start making more videos of like different types of content, not just these game development logs, because also being at part 19 now, I don't know, it can probably be a lot more difficult to try and be getting the interest of new people with having this 19-part series. Yeah, so I do want to start making more like, I guess like one-off things, or it's more like different types of content in different ways. I do kind of want to be a sort of like variety kind of channel where I'm making different content about different things, and just sort of throwing a bunch of things at the wall and seeing what sticks and what doesn't. So regarding other ideas that I have for other things that I can be making, so I am working on this game right now, Abstract. If I do finish that way down the line, whatever other games I make, I plan to be making progress videos of those, even if I'm making smaller things like in between, or like even while working on Abstract. Like if I'm participating in game jams or things like that, I want to make videos about those. So just talking about different game dev stuff, like making even like smaller games, all that, or even maybe making like a video that is like a time lapse of me making a game jam game in like a really short amount of time. Stuff like that could be pretty cool, maybe. And then talking about like what I've learned, blah, 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 stuff like that. As well, so before I started making these game dev vlogs for Abstract, I was making these tutorials on different Unity related things. I think I only made like 5, because they did take a while to make, because I had to put more editing work into them and actually write scripts for everything I was going to say and edit a bunch of stuff together. I do kind of want to get back into making those. I want to start making those like more a little bit more professional things. I just don't really have a lot of time to do that, and I don't necessarily want to be making like a video every like month or two. I want to try and be making videos more often, which is why I want to start expanding into more different types of things, so that I can put the work into making these more heavily edited things while still pumping out videos in between to appease the YouTube algorithm and just, I don't know, be making more variety of stuff, keeping people's interest, I guess. Yeah, so making tutorials on Unity things, I want to get back into doing that. As well, other programs as well. So I do 3D animating as well, using Blender. I've said as well a bunch of times. Oh well. So I use Blender for 3D animation stuff. I would like to potentially make tutorials using that as well. I'm now very conscious of every time I say as well. All right. And maybe tutorials about programming stuff that doesn't necessarily have to do with Unity. So just pure programming stuff, maybe even in different languages, and even expanding into different game engines, perhaps. So Unity is the main thing I use right now, but I could try learning different game engines like Unreal, Game Maker, stuff like that, and make tutorials on those and just stuff like that. As well, potentially making more heavily edited videos about game design in different ways. That's not necessarily like Unity, or, well, it could be stuff like like top 10 videos about different, I don't know, game design things, talking about maybe mistakes, the sort of the typical stuff that you see on some other channels having to do with game design. Not that I want to copy them, but just sort of, I don't know, provide my own take on some, like, my opinions with certain game design related topics. And then maybe I can talk about, like, some of my favorite games and sort of things that they do well, kind of learning from older games to help with the stuff that I work on. And then also talking about that. So another thing I'm thinking of doing to be able to, in between the more heavily edited stuff, make things that don't take as much editing work. I can start doing some Let's Plays, I think, of games and talking about game design while doing them. So it's basically playing games through the lens of a game developer and then talking about some things. More or less, like, hypothetically, like, if this game was made in Unity, talking about some things and maybe how certain things may have been programmed, stuff like that. Well, trying to be, I don't know, entertaining if I can, not just, like, I don't know, like, not necessarily just educational stuff. I do want to make stuff that is more, entertaining, because that's also, there's a sort of middle ground I want to hit, where I am making videos for, like, people who are interested in game development can learn more about game development stuff. Like with these game development logs, I'm sort of seeing all the work that goes into making a big project like this game, or even an animation that I worked on a little bit ago, around like December of last year. Yeah. So making videos like people like that can see the work that goes into projects like that. But even non-game development people, I want to make videos that would still be entertaining to them. I want to, I don't know, hit a wide target audience, because I want to, that's just what I want to do. I want to grow this big community where, like, I have a Discord now as well. I want to grow this community where, it's a place where people can come and, like, talk about things like game development or other stuff like that. It can just be a place for people to hang out and find other like-minded people and stuff like that. So that's what I want to do, and I'm going to try my darn hardest to do it. And community-wise, I do eventually, if I can grow more and get more, like, comments on my videos and stuff like that, I want to try and have the people who watched my videos be very involved in the stuff I make, because I think it could be really cool to have this big community of sort of working together on whatever it is that we're doing. So, like, taking input from comments on some, like, feedback of stuff I can do differently with my game, or some, like, ideas of like enemy designs or characters, or just, like, things like that, environments stuff. I think things like that could be really cool, especially even if I have, like, I don't know, if people suggest, I don't know, some concept design stuff of, like, an enemy or NPC characters, whatever, and then if I actually, like, put them in the game and then, like, give them, credit in credits or whatever, like, they're having this, like, long list of people who, like, suggested ideas in the credits. I don't know, I think that could be a really cool thing to have. And even, like, far down the line, if I can afford it, I think something really cool that I could try and do is have this thing where a bunch of us together work together to sort of make a game where we're all kind of contributing, maybe having people sort of, like, almost donating assets, like art related stuff, like sprite sheets of, like, maybe animations or, like, ideas for enemies, levels, stuff like that, even just concept art, to help development, and even, like, music, sound effects, stuff like that. Basically having this big thing where a bunch of people are working together to, like, make a game as this big collective, like, indie developers uniting sort of thing, and then use that to, like, raise money for, like, a charity or something. I think that could be really cool if we make a game that's, like, raising awareness towards something, like anything, and then raising money for, like, a charity or something through, like, the revenue that game pulls in. I think that could be really cool. And then another thing would be, like, making some big game like that and then releasing it, but then also releasing, like, the source code so that people can, like, see all the work that went into, like, a big game like that. Because I think that would be a cool thing to have access to for some big game that exists on, like, Steam, be able to see, like, the source code that, like the Unity files of, like, how the game is constructed and how it all works together for such a big project. And even not just Unity-wise, even, like, with animations, like making, like, a mini movie or something like that. Like an animated short or whatever. Ideas like those, things that I want to be able to do. I don't know, being able to, like, bring people together and raise money and awareness to different... I'm using charities as, like, a broad example. Even just, I don't know, just bringing people together in a way like that. That's what I want to work towards. That's what I want to be. That's what with this channel. And yeah, that's where I want to go from here. That's what I want to work towards. So anyways, that'll be it from me for now. So yeah, again, thank you all so much for watching and being here. I wouldn't be at 270 subscribers if it wasn't for 270 people deciding that my content was interesting enough to that you want to see more of it. So yeah, let's build a community together. So thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you around.